Hello, Flirties. The Fall Flashback series continues, and today we go back to October 20th, 2024 to revisit the episode with Tisia Saffold, its big sister dating advice and dating Q&A. Tisia is a renowned dating coach known for her raw, real, and relatable advice, much like that big sister you maybe wish you had to guide you through the ups and downs of romance. And since this episode came out about a year ago, Tisia's podcast, Dear Tisia, has come out and it's available everywhere. Apple, Spotify, watch on YouTube, y'all. It is amazing. In the episode today, we're combining heartfelt advice with practical strategies and answering your questions about love, dating, and everything in between. We'll be talking situationships, friends with benefits, how to know if you're being led on, how to manage emotions, what to do if they say they need space, the Uno reverse card in dating, cheap communication currency, and Tisia has a message for anyone going through heartbreak. Don't go anywhere. Let's go and meet Tisia.
I heard you wanted to flirt. I heard you wanted to flirt. I heard you wanted to flirt.
Hello, my name is Benjamin. I'm the flirt coach and a gay Libra. Everyone has an inner flirt.
Hey, Flirty.
Live, laugh, flirt.
Work the flirt.
Work the flirt.
Delulu is the Salulu.
Expert on the flirt.
Hey, Flirty. There's always another flirt.
Everyone has an inner flirt. Get out of your head and into the flirt. Flirties, today on the show, we will be spilling all the dating tea. The kettle has been knocked over. It's piping hot. And to have this conversation with us is Tisia Saffold. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. So glad to be here.
I am thrilled. I was really looking forward to this just because I'm such a fan. I love your content and your videos, and I love the advice that you share and the community that you're building. So I've gotten to know you actually quite a bit through Instagram, but for the flirties that may be just learning about you or finding out about you, they're new. Yeah, share a little bit more about yourself.
Wow. Okay. So first of all, I'm 36. I am a Chicagoan originally. I love my city. I love Chicago. And I feel like it really, a lot of that kind of raw grit that people experience from my content is really just from where I'm born and raised. Like, Chicago is kind of a nitty gritty kind of city. And so a lot of that side of me is always coming out. So I'm a Chicagoan. What else? I'm one of two, so I have an older sister, and I'm the baby. I'm the youngest. I have 2 psychology degrees, and I also studied the African diaspora. So I studied the representation of Black people all across the world. I spent a lot of my winters in Africa. So I love Africa. I love traveling to Africa, but I think just more so like how I got into this content. I realized that I got a reminder on Facebook 11 years ago that I was on the internet talking about dating. It was the craziest thing. And it reminded me, it was like, oh, you have a memory. And it was a status that I posted about dating. And I always talked about dating. And I think it's more like the human behavior component of it. Like, I love getting to know why people do particular things. Like, why are people behaving and I behave in a particular way? And so I've always studied human behavior. And I feel like it just kind of poured into dating, because there are behaviors and underlying mannerisms and just isms that come with dating that have a lot to do with just human behavior, culture, where you come from, how you were raised, and things like that. This is also why I watch a lot of true crime, because I like to know how minds think. I'm really like a true crime girl. So I think that's kind of how I always got into dating, is just like understanding why people do the things that they do. And a couple years ago, I lost my mom, and I literally told her, I said, life has to get really good down here, or I just felt like, I kind of was like on my way out of here, honestly. I just felt like life has to be really good. And so I worked a lot to create the life that I wanted. I talked to my mom 10 times a day. I did not know what life was without my mom. And now it's like, you have to keep moving. You have to move forward. And I really was like, well, it got to get good down here. And that's exactly what I did. I started creating the life that I wanted. And I really just asked God, like, what is it that you want me to do? And I started recording videos in my car. My hair was all over the place and it started going viral. It started getting picked up by all of these news companies and just like on site in the shade room and all of these things. And I said, wow, like women are really struggling Women really have, and I'm talking about like relationships are changing people's lives, like the trajectory of their lives. They're having children by men, and it's a nightmare. They're spending 5-10 years, they're being abused there. And I was just like, wow, this is really something that's never going to go out of style. I coach married women, I coach gay men, I coach couples, I coach, and it's the matters of the heart are matters of everybody. And that is something that I realized when talking about love, dating, relationships, all type of things, right? And so I have a girls community, but I actually get gay men that write me all the time. It's like, can we join the chat? We're joining the chat. Just yesterday, a guy's like, can we join? He's like, I paid my money already. And I was like, well, I already asked the girls, I can't quite let you in there. And so he basically offered his subscription to someone else. So he's paying for the subscription for a young lady that can use it. But it's the same universal kind of, heart problems across no matter the demographic. And so that's kind of how I landed in this space. And I think that my delivery is kind of what sticks. I think that I'm very overarching, relatable. And I think that I kind of, just like for my homegirls, like my true homegirls, right? It's like, if you never had a big sister, let me be the one to tell you, right? And I think that I have a knack for bringing just like cultural references and just like everyday love dating advice to women that really need to hear it. So I feel like that's why people stick with me.
Yeah, so good. I learned some new things just then myself. And what you said, matters. This is why I love your approach, and one of the reasons I love your approach and your content so much is because it is really relatable. And like what you said, matters of the heart, like they're matters of life too. And I see so much of myself in your content and what you create. And one thing I've seen in your comments, because your videos do have a lot of humor and they're funny. And I remember someone said, you may tell a joke, but you do not tell a lie.
Never tell a lie.
No.
I never tell a lie. And as my mother used to say, I'm not telling you what I heard, I'm telling you what I know. I do not get on the internet and talk about things that I do not know about. And the reality of it is that I've had my own dating woes. And so I am sharing with you all the same mistakes that I've made. When I'm on the internet and I'm like screaming at women about don't do this, I've done it before. Trust me. I have a Olympic gold medal in the narcissist department. Okay. The narcissist category. I have an Olympic gold medal. I'm an Olympian. I used to attract narcissists left and right until I really kind of got my own self together and healed a lot of different things and did my own self-development work. But I've attracted pretty interesting people. So I know, trust me, I know.
All right, let's get in, because I polled Instagram, Flirtstagram and Flirt Talk for some questions, and just being like watching your content for a while now. There's a few videos that are my favorites and definitely stand out. So I'm going to ask you about those. But I think my first question for you today is like, what are some of the trends you see in dating, like some of the themes you see come up in your girls chat and some of the people you work with and your comments, like the 1, 2 or so things that you feel like daters are really struggling with?
Yeah, so I think one of the big ones, and I just talked about this today, is that this nuance that like things will evolve or change. What you see is what you get, literally. If he started out not being a good communicator or someone that wasn't taking you out on dates, or maybe he positioned himself as the prize, that is what you're always going to get. And I feel like women are like this like rebellious curiosity, and it turns into 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. And it's like he showed you exactly upfront what type of person that he was. And I think that is like one of the biggest things that I see is like almost it's like waiting on change. Like the caterpillar is going to turn into a butterfly. And it's like, no, that exactly what he showed you up front is probably what you're going to get. And it's like, that is who he is, or that's how he chooses to date, or those are the things that he values, up front. So that is actually what you're going to get in the future. So I see a lot of that. I also see a lot of just crazy emotionally out of control. Like you just the long eulogies of text messaging, the pouring out their heart. And like, so I see so much of that. And women do not know their emotional power. The way that I have taught women how to Uno reverse and trump these men out, like, girl, let me show you how to really play ball. If he texts you this is what you're going to text back. It's going to be 2 words, like 3 words max. Okay. Like you will actually make a man more curious about you the less that you talk. Right. And so women just do not get that. It's a lot of, I find it funny how you were going to do it, and it's just like, the less you talk, the more you actually get his gears to turn, and so you hold a lot of power in the way that your emotions, pour out. So I see a lot of that, women that are just literally unraveling, and also that women that don't know how to accept rejection. Like, he doesn't have to like you. And just because he likes you now doesn't mean he has to like you in the future. And just like this misunderstanding about like what dating is. Like, you're supposed to be like exploring and getting to know each other, right? And so like, he dated you for a little while and now he doesn't like you anymore. Move on, go outside, find some hobbies, call a friend, and I think women are, and I think it's just socially that we are the ones that are technically picked and chosen. Like 95% of men are the ones to propose, right? And so I think that it's just this yearning and just this like desire to be selected that will accept anything. And if you're in my age bracket, no kids, never been married, no engagements, it's just like, you get a little less stringent on what you want. And I feel like a lot of women are making concessions just to like finally get there. Yeah. I see a lot of that.
I see that too. And I've been that dater. So the dating, the potential, right? The promises, the what could be, or also like sometimes it's when someone like you're dating someone new, let's say a guy, and they start out like communication is super consistent, like planning the dates. And then all of a sudden you get the switch up and he only wants to see you like at his place, or like he's only like the communication drops off. And then it's like, well, but he was showing up this way initially. And so you're kind of dating maybe how he started out, or you're dating what he could be. And it's like, I saw that video about if you're dating the caterpillar, he's not turning into a butterfly.
He will not, trust me, he will not turn into a butterfly. And I also see a lot of women, especially like it's dynamic depending on like your culture and ethnicity, but like Black women are technically like just out earning Black men, right? And so what happens, I see this a lot, is that we see a good man, Savannah, and he's like, he looks good on paper. He's a doctor, he's a lawyer, he's successful, he's in IT and all of this stuff. And you skip over like the normal romance and nuances for a man that looks good on paper. And you're just like, well, I guess he'll be a good guy. I guess he'll be like a good dad. But it's like, there's no romance. There's no chemistry. There's no connection. And I think that we can find ourselves wanting to be like equally yoked financially because we just don't have the same pickings as other ethnicities, right? We don't have the same pickings. And so you'll take a man that's a lawyer, that's abusive, that's a narcissist, that's, all of these things just to say like, you kind of checked off those boxes and you didn't have to like stoop down in terms of like financial equity, right? I see a lot of that too. Like we'll pick good on paper and nothing else is good about it.
I think I want to spend a little bit more time on that. And so if like, how might you talk through or coach someone through like really, like what you're talking about in the beginning is really creating this life that you love, really showing up for yourself. It's kind of getting out of that mentality or transitioning out of that mentality of being chosen and choosing yourself first through it all. So what advice do you have for that person who's maybe kind of in the middle or starting to work through some of that transition in their thinking?
Transition into becoming the woman that they want to be or...
Yeah.
Okay. I always tell people, and a friend's mother told me this before when we were talking about like, she was, talking about like men that may not like makeup or wigs, they want natural and all of these things, right? And she said to me, you tell a man what he likes. Okay. Like you tell a man what he likes. Whomever you are, if you stand strong in that, you'll find the man that like you, right? And I feel like that translates into so many things. If you are who you want to be, you will attract things and people that like and love and are obsessed with you.
Yeah.
When I got a grip on myself, I had better friendships, better co-work, better jobs, everything starts with yourself. And if you really have a pretty good grasp on like you're living in pure joy, like you have options, you have opportunity, you are like living in your purpose and all of those things. And that takes some time, right? You know, you're not going to find that overnight. But when you have like center of self, all things will be well. And I mean, I have dated men who said all these things about what they weren't going to do. They didn't do Valentine's Day. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. And I got everything. I met them and I got everything because I was literally firm in who I was, you know? And so you will attract all goodness in all departments when you don't waver on that. Like you're not doubting yourself. You're not, you know, and I've had moments like that, like dated men, for example, that said that they like slim fit women. And I'm like, I'm a little curvy. I'm not really slim fit. And it's like, if you have to convince people or people are outright telling you who they want or who they like or preferences that they have, and you're not in line with that, move on. And the craziest thing, they will come following you. I tell women the most powerful thing you can say is no. If you just say, a man say, oh, I'm not looking for a relationship. Thank you so much. I don't think our values are. I promise you he will call you back. He's going to be like, hey, just checking on you. Hey, stand firm in who you are. Everything else will follow you. Trust me.
I love it. And that's something that I have been learning from you too, is it comes back to a lot of those boundaries and just not making concessions on what you're looking for, and the type of partner that you want to date, and then showing up for yourself too. But it's so hard. It's such a challenge.
Yeah, it really is hard because everybody wants that. They want love, they want affection, they want happiness, and it's not fun also to be lost in life. So like everybody wants that, and it just takes time. It takes time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I want to ask you now, one of my favorite videos from yours is when it's pretty early in the dating process. You know, maybe it's been a couple weeks, like a couple dates kind of thing. And you're wanting to know, like, what are we? Like you're asking that question and you want that answer. So going back to a moment ago where you said you're really teaching women to control their emotions so their emotions don't control them. So when and I got that from all of your videos, really. So back to the what are we question. So you want to ask this question very early. What do you say to the data that's thinking that?
You should have a little bit more clarity, right? And a part of it is like letting your partner kind of lead that, right? But also it's just like, if you had to ask, like, what are we? Y'all probably are nothing. Like you should kind of have a little bit more. So even if you haven't solidified it, you should feel like, well, I know we something. I don't know what we are, but I know that we're something. If you're like, what are we? It's probably actually nothing. That person probably hasn't done a good enough job in like making their intentions known of where they want to be with you. But you should kind of already know, right? Like, and it should show up in their actions, how they support you, communication, intentionality. Like, are they going to take you out on dates? How they like just show up in your day-to-day world. They want to invest in you. They want to pour into you. And so if you don't know, and you're like, what are we? It's also just a terrible question to ask because you're like backing that person into the wall, right? You don't want to like ever kind of corner someone into like this ultimatum, like, what are we kind of question. It is very kind of masculine, and also just, that's not how you want to get it, if that makes any sense, right? When you want to have a person that you're dating say like, hey, I've enjoyed this 6 months with you so much, and I don't want to see you with anybody else. I don't want to look any further. I don't want to be, I want us to continue to grow this, and I want us to do it in an exclusive way. That's the kind of way you want to get it. Not a, what are we doing? Are you going to tell me in 30 days what we're going to, you want it to actually kind of come organically from the person. And again, if you feel like you don't know what we're doing, you're probably doing nothing, nothing at all.
Yeah. And I agree. It's like, sometimes I'll get the question. It's like, well, Benjamin, like, I want to ask on the first date. It's like, what are you looking for? And I'm like, well, like, let's play through it. Like, you say, what are you looking for? They say a relationship, and they ask you back, what are you looking for? And you say a relationship. Okay, great. Well, it doesn't mean you're looking for a relationship with one another. Like, you got to be okay with being in this gray area of dating a little bit, like letting a connection grow and seeing how this person is showing up for you and how you feel in this connection as well. Like, it's, I know you want that clarity and just some of that assuredness very early on that this person is going to be there perhaps long term. But it's like you have those conversations around like who you are and how you like to date and how you like to form connections and where, like, how you're moving about life and seeing how you align on a bunch of different things. And that was, one of my favorite videos you did on, it's like the what are we question on like a first or second date. It's just, you may get an answer, but it's like, does that really change anything?
Yeah, because what you're looking for, it may not be in, like, he can tell you all the great things, about what they are looking for, and it actually still not be you. Like, they may not find those things in you. And so, it also just is lining up things that they can tell you, and then you end up trying to, like, it's like, even if a guy asks me, like, what am I looking for? It's like, well, why would I tell you all those things so you can pretend and act like you're those those things, and then that's not genuinely who you are. But even if they tell you what they're looking for, it doesn't mean that it's going to be you. And also, women cannot handle that emotional kind of weight, right? And it's like they really just can't handle it. So they say, he's like, oh yeah, I'm looking for a wife, I'm looking for a partner, I'm looking for someone to make memories with and travel with and all. And you're like, yes, great. Oh my gosh, me too. It doesn't mean that it's going to be you. And so it's just like, that's also like an empty question, It's like, okay, great, you're looking for those things, but it still may not be you. And you have to really know how to sort and navigate dating properly.
Yeah. I want to stay with this for another moment, because I get the question a lot. It's like, well, how do I know that they're not leading me on? Like, how do I know they're, sort of quote unquote for real? And so how can you be okay with some of the sort of being in that gray area of dating a little bit? But I guess my question is, what are those things you may be looking for, you can look for to know that someone they're at least intentional, right? They're looking to date, they want a relationship. What are some of those things you're looking for?
I feel like someone that's actually bringing you into their life. And that can be so many different things, right? It's like, hey, do you want to, come over and cook with me or something like that? Like, I'm talking about somebody that is trying to bring you into the things that they love, the people that they love, the events or things that bring me joy. So it's like, if I met you and you just love baseball, if you want me to go to a baseball game with you, you're trying to bring me into the side of life that brings you joy. A lot of people are experiencing someone and they have not even actually brought you into the pockets of their life. And so, you will kind of know if they want you to stick around, if they're bringing you into pockets of your life. Hey, you want to come to my flag football game? You want to come here? You want to come cook with me? I brought a Hello Fresh box. I love cooking. They're not bringing you into their side of life.
Yeah.
You haven't met a friend, you ain't met a family member, you haven't done anything that they enjoy. And I experienced this because, like, I'm talking about all the holidays you're by yourself. All of these like big moments, this person is not they're not trying to merge your life together. That'll let you know that they don't really see it long term. Like, even small little things, they'll try to experience the things that they love with you. If it could be some rock band that you don't even know or like, but they're like, hey, you want to come see whatever with me? They will try to bring you into those spaces of things that they enjoy because they enjoy you and they want you to enjoy them with them. So
yes.
Those are
Yes.
just like small little nuances that I feel like will let you know if somebody is kind of intending, or if they're doing everything solo and outside of you. Hey, go into the game with my friends, go into the whatever. And it's like
Yeah.
they probably don't see you sticking around, or they don't have like clear intentions about where they want to go with
Right.
you. Now, granted, it shouldn't be like very, very early on, but over time, you should start seeing someone drag you into their sides of life.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And it's the word that I like to use a lot is consideration. It's like when someone is starting to consider you and
Absolutely.
how they're moving about life, the decisions they're making. It could be even something as simple as like you get a text, I don't know, around lunchtime or something, and maybe you had a conversation about burritos or whatever. And that's what they
Mhm.
had for lunch. And they just send you a quick selfie or a picture like, here, just enjoying lunch. How's your day going?
Absolutely.
Like they're starting to consider you and how you're feeling, bringing you into their life without those like that you have to play this certain role or you have to do this thing for them. It's just
Mhm.
consideration and respect and building that connection. And that's like, yeah, you're going to know if that's like all you hear from them is after hours or right. They only
Right.
reach out when they want something. It's
Mhm.
like, these are some of the ways you're going to know.
And consideration and compromise is one of
Mm,
like the biggest forms of intimacy. When a guy's
yes.
like, "Hey, I knew you got off of work late, so I decided to wait for you at the, or I came and picked you up, or I knew you hadn't ate yet," or like a compromise, like, well, maybe I don't want you to drive a whole hour, so I'll meet you 30 minutes. That is
Mm,
such a huge form of intimacy. And so when you have consideration and
yeah.
compromise, somebody that's thinking forward about like they don't want to inconvenience you, like consideration, compromise, and convenience. Oh, that's a good thing. Like they want to convenience you. They
Yeah.
they want to put things into place where you're not inconvenienced, that you don't have to do anything extra. That's an intimate space where that person that like they really are like liking you and they want to like see things go forward for sure.
Yeah. I agree. And talking about CCC, I wanted to ask you about this is also one of my favorite videos you made on CCC, cheap communication currency. If you could
Hmm.
share a little bit about that.
I just like the bar is so low out here these days
Yeah.
that women just really don't understand that cheap communication currency, there's like level of currency. Like the highest is like they pulling up on you, they want to see you,
Hmm.
they're calling you, they're FaceTiming you. Anything lower than that, I mean, a click of a thumb is the lowest form of currency, communication currency someone can give you. So women, what does it mean if he's liking my story? Nothing. It means nothing. That's not a good morning. That's not a hey, how are you doing? That's not a I want to see you later on this week. Are you free on Wednesday?
Yeah.
It's cheap. It's cheap. It's cheap. And you have to raise the bar on the type of communication currency that you accept. Oh, what does it mean if they liked my picture, but I haven't heard from them this morning? That they don't want to talk to you. That is what it means. They're not
Hmm.
interested in anything that you have going on. And so I just have never seen, just low bars, like low
Yeah.
bars. They're like, yeah, we broke up, but he's still on my story. So what? Like it actually doesn't mean anything, right?
I
And
know.
so
Yeah.
that's what I mean by cheap communication currency. A like of a story picture, or just even a text message. The person could not even reply to your text.
Hmm. Hmm.
Wow, like
Yeah.
it's like he's a poor man. A poor man has no money. He has no money to give you, okay? And he cannot even respond to your text message. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so I think that that's just important because women are suffering from that, and it's like delusion, complete delusion.
Hmm.
CCC. So, yeah, yeah, it's really difficult.
So good. So good. Yeah, the bar is pretty low, but you gotta raise it for yourself. Yeah, if all they're doing, right, you see they're chronically online but can't respond to a text message, they can't actually take initiative and plan dates, but it's like, oh, but they like my story, or like, oh, they like my post or something like that. It's like, oh, they send me, I don't know, a Snapchat or like whatever. It's like you got to raise your own
Yeah.
bar. Yeah.
But I always tell women as well, like our biggest superpower as women is our intuition. And men's
Mm.
biggest superpower is they're like a hound dog, like a TSA German Shepherd. They can
Mhm.
sniff out vulnerability, low self-esteem, when you're naive, when you don't love yourself. They can sniff those things out. So
Yeah.
also when he's liking your stories but not texting, he's trying to see if you're dumb. If you're dumb enough to be like, hey, babe, like how little can they give you to get something out of you, right? Like men can sniff it out. So when they're like liking the story, they're like, okay, let me see if she gonna write me back, or let me see if she's gonna respond back to this low bare minimum effort, right? They're actually sniffing you out to see like how dumb you are and how little they can give to get something out of you.
Mm. This was going to be, yeah, I want to ask this question now because I wanted to ask you, maybe referring back to your psychology education and some of the differences you see between how women date and how men date. I think that was one difference there. But what are some of the maybe one or two like sort of big differences that you see?
One thing, men get exactly what they want. Women make concessions. Women, they get emotional and the feelings get muddied. I always tell women, have you ever dated a guy that you didn't even like? You weren't even attracted to him. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden he starts calling and texting, and then, now you didn't got played by a man that never even, men, they don't date a four. A man is going to be proud of who he's dating, period. Right.
Okay.
They don't dip down that low. But women will be like, oh, so I feel like that's one of the biggest differences that I see. Women are a lot more flexible, and they most of the time don't get as close to the things that they want. And it's because their emotions are mixed up in there. I also think that men do a much better job of actually they do a much better job of being like diplomatic, right? It's like either it kind of is or it isn't. Women, it's just like it could be this, but maybe it could be. And I feel like men just a little bit more clear cut. And they always say that like women are not the ones that are confused, and we're just actually dealing with our emotions. Men have the emotions, they're just not dealing with them, right? But I think the absence of the emotions allow you a clearer head, which is why I tell women, this is not a Steve Harvey act like a woman, think like a man type of thing, right? This is like, if you take the emotion out of it, you will have so much more clear state of mind to be able to make tangible decisions about your love life and just life in general. So I feel like men are just a little bit more like clear cut on what they want, what they need, what they like. And women, we just feel like we're at the mercy, and we'll make a lot more, compromising. And it never ends well, actually. We compromise and end up getting played by somebody we never even liked.
Yeah. So is that men are a little bit more analytical when it comes to dating, maybe?
Yeah, and somewhat a little bit more of like a confidence where they're just like, I know what I like. I said what I liked, and I will get what I like. Women will be like, I said what I like, but maybe he can. Yeah. Like that's kind of how that happens. I feel like men are a little bit more straight line, like streamlined when it comes to dating.
Okay. What are some strategies that you recommend or that you work with your clients and in the girls chat for managing emotions? Because I've been a very emotional dater at times.
Yeah.
Because I used to be very much like checking up on stories and reading into the things that we think matter, but over time learn actually don't matter. Like they're not as significant really at all. But we tend to give them so much significance. So for the dater that's like in it and feeling just like they're running on hot and cold, they're just really running on the emotion of it all. Maybe one or two strategies for them.
My biggest thing is time. Wait. Literally, whatever is in your mind about what you want to reply back to them, what you want to text, all of those things. Wait. I promise you, time is literally my biggest strategy, because what you what you were going to reply back and what you were feeling at that moment, if you just give it a little bit of time, I promise you your delivery will be better and you'll have like a little bit more time to settle down and actually type out something better, or your mind will change. Like, have you ever seen those those reels where it just be like, it's a one funny girl and she talks about like, oh, I was just about to slash his tires, but he texts me like, wait a minute. Like, I'm telling you, like, if you just wait, you'll have more clarity, more sense of self to be able to like respond better and also just like clear your head. So that is just one thing I always tell people: time and waiting. But also, what you think is happening is probably not. And it's just your head, your mind is getting the best of you. What you think is happening is probably not. I have women say, well, I know he was with somebody else. Was he? Or was he at work? Like, what? Like, when you're an anxious person, an anxious dater, or somebody that you feel them slipping away or something like that, what you think is happening is probably not happening. And I have asked my clients, how many times did you actually like accuse someone of something, or your mind is just, racing and you think something and it actually has turned out to be true? Probably not. Probably more times or less times than not that is actually not what's happening. And so I feel like it's just also just like taking what you have in front of you and using those things to kind of guide your decisions that you're making, right? Most of the time it's our mind is thinking all these type of things that's really triggers and traumas from things that have nothing to do with the actual situation.
Yep. Yeah. I agree. It's like, especially if you're an anxious dater, it's like you need to somehow rationalize the way you're feeling and what you're thinking with a story, or you're relating or bringing in a past experience or something that happened with relationships you observed, maybe with your parents or in your childhood. And so you're like trying to piece and fill together all the gaps. And then here you are like really running on the emotional energy of it. And you feel like, oh, I've got to like reach out. I've got to send the paragraph text message. No.
Yes.
Wait.
And this actually just happened to me. I always say, like, even though I'm a coach, like these things happen to me as well. I just have strategies to like, to dispute all these things that are happening. But just recently, a guy was like, oh, like, what are your socials? Like, what are your Instagram? Gave him my Instagram and he did not text me for a whole 24 hours. And I went and had this whole meltdown. I was like, do you think because I'm a coach do you think he hates my Instagram? Maybe he didn't think I was as attractive as I was on a date. And I'm just like, he ended up actually texting me the day after talking about he lost his phone. But nonetheless, regardless, I think that like some of the things you think in your head are not actually happening. So I use these own strategies on myself when I'm actually kind of sliding down the wall and spiraling, like it's never usually what you think it is. So
we're people too.
We're people too.
Oh my gosh.
We're people too.
I want to ask you now about what is the Uno reverse card in dating?
Uno reverse is when you like flip the script on somebody, right? Initially, you like, for example, they were the one reaching out to you and calling and texting all the time. And then you kind of like fall in love and then they pull back. It's like, okay, now you need to Uno reverse and you need to bring the ball back in your court. And so that's what Uno reverse is. Uno reverse is stealing the power back so that you are more in control of the relationship and of your emotions, right? So it's like that's how it usually starts. They always get you all in love and it's like everything is all good. And then all of a sudden they may start, inching back or they're not acting the same. And then you're like, wait a minute, what happened? Uno reverse. Now you have to starve that person out and match energy so that you can get the power back in your court. So that is what Uno reverse is. And I actually just recently used Uno reverse. It's just, you can truly get the power back in your court by Uno reverse. And the great thing about Uno reverse is that the person usually has already showed you what they will respond to. So you just pull a them on them, basically. And basically that's what Uno reverse is. Yeah.
Okay, I think an example that plays out in dating is say someone you've been talking for a little bit, even like you're dating, and then they start to pull back and they say that they need space. How would you play that situation?
Always believe what a person tells you. And the great thing about it is that do never let somebody back down on what they said. So the best thing, if they tell you that they need space, you don't dispute it. You don't ask questions about it. You say, I completely understand. Take all the time you need, and you do not respond to them ever again. Like, do not reply. Do not reply, because you said that you need space. And if you are a woman dating a man, right, I always say that make them stand on what they said, because the moment that they sniff you out and know that they can say these things and come back, the trust and the respect will be broken for forever, right? And so men, they have to stand exactly on what they said. And so when he trickles back, a couple months later, it's like, hey, no, you have to make them stand on what they said. And so you always are in agreement with a man if he makes a decision. If he says, hey, I don't think this is going to work, I'm like, you're right. Exactly. Okay, I understand and I respect that. And the craziest thing is that it's actually almost like reverse psychology, because they're like, wait, what? You don't want me? You don't have anything to say about that? No, sweetheart. If you feel like you need space, trust me, I understand. Take all the time that you need. And I promise you, he will never forget you. He will never forget you.
Yep, that's how you're not playing the space card on me, expecting me to come chase you. That's not how this works.
I absolutely understand. I'm not going to ask any questions about it. And I think that they don't understand when you're not, so it works to your favor, because now they're going to kind of pique their interest. They're going to be like, well, what they got going on that they're not worried about this breakup? I'm not worried about you and nothing that you got going on. And so you have to make them stand on their word, because a lot of times when you say, I understand, take all the time you need, 2 days later, they're like, you know what? No, it's okay. I think your initial hunch was correct. And I think we should take some time and space. And then if you really want to play games, you make them beg as hard as they can and get all the gifts and the flowers and the I'm sorry's for the makeups that person tried to do after they, said that they needed space. So.
All right. So that was the the Uno reverse card and the space video of yours, which is one of my favorites. And another one is because I got some questions about casual dating, like friends with benefits, you're in situationships, something like that. But what does friends with benefits have to do with the free trial of Canva?
Well, I would say everybody's grown. Most of the people that are watching my content and watching your content are grown. Yes, so if you want to indulge in adult activities and do what you want to do, that is perfectly fine. Just do not expect something serious to come out of that, because you've already given a free trial. And my Canva analogy is that if I have a friend, they're like, oh, I need to make a flyer for this event. And I realize I can go on Canva and I can use the pro templates of Canva for a free trial, free little 7-day, 14-day trial. And then after I've made the flyer, Canva's like, do you want to sign up and be a full member? Do you want to subscribe? And I'm like, no, I already made the flyer. Cancel. I want to cancel this subscription. That is exactly what's happening when you are asking a man now to commit to you after he made the flyer already. He's already made the flyer, and he's not interested in any subscription or pro template after the fact. And you really dismantle the hunter in a man when you've already kind of given it all up, right? And so it's like, they're not going to feel like they owe you something serious when you've actually already given them most of the things that they're looking for already. Right. And this is not, I don't believe in like how many days do you need to wait or how many days, but at least get a portion of the seriousness that you're looking for before you start rolling around and doing all this stuff with a person, right? Like the commitment is not going to come after you've already covered all these bases, right? And so like if you given a free trial, just do not expect some full-time, long-term relationship afterwards. And I polled the people about this. If you started off as friends with benefits and you ended up walking down the aisle with this person, let me know. And nobody said anything.
Nobody
said anything.
If this has worked out for you, put me out of business. Let
Put
me
me
know.
out of business. Put me out of business and tell the people, teach the girls behind you. If you started off with friends with benefits and you got a ring on your finger right now, let me know. Put me out of business. I'm still in business, bitch.
I was going to say, still very much in business and stronger than ever. So there you have it. Another one of my favorite videos. All right. I think, oh my gosh, such good dating advice so far. I think no matter where you're at in the dating process, you're very much in it. You're dating someone right now. You're looking to get back out there. Maybe you're on a dating break. Like, listen to this episode and really come back to parts of it. Because all these situations are probably going to play out in your dating life. And I'm really hopeful that this is going to be just so helpful when you're out there dating, because it ain't easy. It is not easy.
And also, just dating should be fun. I don't know where this whole like truth is I'm tired, options are few type of mentality came from. But I'm not crying. I'm not letting nobody stress me out. Dating should actually be fun. And I think that we have lost that art. Like, you should be having a good time. You should be getting to know people. If you have anxiety and you just are worried about like that's not a fun thing. You know, it's not a fun experience. And so I feel like we've lost the art of like actually having fun and getting to know people and healthy boundaries and just like healthy relationships. And like I said, you need about 2 to 3 anyway to start off start off your roster. But yeah, dating should be a good time.
I agree. It's lost the fun for a lot of us, and it wasn't fun for me for a while, but it's like something I've been working with is that the way you show up in dating is the way you very much show up in life. Like dating, if you're dating and you're forming connections and you're making relationships, this is going to be a huge part of your life, because relationships in all forms are really, really important. And so this is something like I'm working on boundaries, yes, in dating and relationships, but I also transfer that work into other parts of my life too. Like, I get to figure out what I like and what I don't like and how I get to connect. And so I hope that can be part of the fun, part of the curiosity. It's like you get to have fun with it too. Try new things, meet new people.
And if you don't know yourself, you'll have a difficult time dating. When I was like insecure, low self-esteem, I cannot tell you the jokers that I attracted, right? And I think it's so funny when I was crazy, because I have so many stories about when I was a crazy person, right? I attracted all of these like cool, calm, just like men that were just like, I got you, like, we gonna figure this out.
Yeah.
When I became the cool, calm, I started attracting like these crazy mama boys. I started attracting like these people that just could not control. Like, I need to see you. Where are you? I'm talking about people that were texting, and it's like, wow, this like it's interesting. It's interesting to see now that I'm so much more put together. I have run into so many men that actually don't have control of their emotions. So very interesting dynamic.
Yeah, it works. It works both ways. What was what was one of your craziest dating stories?
Well, yes. Crazy dating story. Once upon a time, I went to a friend's like little kickback, and I was visiting Dallas, Texas. And I went to the kickback that she was having. A kickback is like a party. It's like a gathering, get together. And a person walked up to me and was like, hey, you like him more than he likes you. I didn't know this person from paint on the wall. And I was like, who are you? And he was like, I'm sorry. I don't mean to, I don't mean to disrupt you or anything. He's like, but I'm like a medium, and like, I'm like a card reader, whatever, like one of those like psychic card reader people. So he was like, I'm letting you know that whomever you're dating, you like him more than he likes you. And he's like, did he just move into like a new home? I was like, yes, he just bought a new home, da, da, da. And he's like, there's a girl in there decorating his place. A girl in there decorating his place. So long story short, that ended, and he told me all this stuff about this guy. And I called him. I say, hey, when I get back from Dallas, I'm coming over your house. He was like, no, the last time I saw you, we got into an argument. So I don't think it's a good idea. Benjamin, I got from the airport. I
Uh-huh.
drove to this man's house in the middle of the night.
Uh-huh.
I told my mom, I said, hey, I'm on my way over there. She's like, well, what you gonna do when you get over there? Don't lose your job. You got a good job. Don't lose your job. I said, if I get over there and there's a car there, I know that he has a woman at his house. I went over there and there was a car, a Mercedes truck in the driveway. Benjamin, I rang the doorbell in the middle of the night. I rang the doorbell. He never answered. I slept outside his house.
Uh-huh.
With my airport blanket. I slept outside his house in my car because guess what? I picked that house with him. I picked the paint on them walls and everything. So I knew exactly it's only one way out this house. And she came out with her Starbucks cup and her overnight bag coming out of who I thought was my man's house. And my mom said, do not lose your job. And I just drove off. But I was a crazy person. I slept outside that man's house overnight.
Wow. I mean, I relate. I've also done something very, very similar. I have back when, and it was in college. I know that when like I like this guy so much, right? And I wanted to just kind of like show, like profess my love for him. And so I slept outside of his dorm room one day, and like I had these gifts for him that I was going to give him in the morning, and like some other guy came out of. Like it was, oh my God, it was so bad. It took me a while to recover from that. But I was like, oh, this is such a like monumental show of love and insanity.
Insanity.
Oh my gosh, we've been there. That's a good one. Tisia, this is, oh my gosh, how these conversations go so fast. I know. Had two more questions for you. I always like to ask guests coming on the show, just anyone that is dealing with heartbreak or breakups right now, something you may offer from them. They're just, someone for the flirty that's like just going through it.
You know what? I always feel like, and this is why, I'm not sure if you ever remember like American Idol, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
The Simon Powell, right? Or is that his name? I feel like people loved him because like he was like the raw truth, right? And this is one thing I realized, that a lot of women are on my page because I give the raw truth, right? And so to me, when women are going through heartbreak, it's just like, girl, he probably wasn't that good of a person anyway. Like, this is get over it. Like, grab yourself, get it together. You have survived 100% of your bad days, right? Yeah. Like, a lot of those tears that you're crying are from somebody who wasn't even a great partner or whatever to you, right? And so I feel like the hard truth, like literally gather yourself. You got about 3 to 5 business days to cry over this person. And I need you to start like picking your life back up. Like, this is another human that's breathing the same air as you. Imagine crying for months and months and months over another person. When I was like, life is short. My father died at 47 years old. My mother died at 63 years old. Look, life is short. These people are simply that. People. Do not waste your life crying about somebody. Do not internalize anything that anyone else has done. How people treat you is about them. It's not about you. So if somebody's lying, somebody's cheating, somebody is a fraud, or they turned out to be living a double life, that is all about them and has nothing to do with you. So never internalize, oh, were you good enough person? Was the other person prettier or more handsome than you? It has nothing to do with you. Everybody makes their own choices. So snap out of it. You got about 3 to 5 days to cry over this. Now, I need you to find some hobbies. I need you to find some friends. I need you to rebuild your life. I need you to look good, do good. That's my other thing. You ever want to get revenge, look good, do good. Don't ever let somebody that broke up with you come back around and you 20 pounds heavier, okay? And you still working the same job that you was working when they left you, okay? That is your best revenge. Look good, do good. And seriously, like, wrap it up. The tears have to stop. There is so much life ahead of you, and you're going to be fine. So that's my advice to anybody dealing with heartbreak. I love it. Tisia. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. And now I want to send the flirties your way if they want to join the Secret Girls Chat where you live on the internet.
Yes.
Yes. The link is in my bio. It's also, if you comment under some of my posts, it'll send you the direct link. But we have a girls community. It's like over 500 of us, and we do all type of things. I have office hours where we log on to Zoom and we talk about everything. We do like audits of your dating profile. We send screenshots and voice notes and all type of things. Really just like one-on-one access to me. And I have women all across the globe that are going through so many different things, and it's just such a joy. It's really my best work. I wish I could do that full time, but it's my best work. And so you can join that from my Instagram link or commenting on any of my posts.
Fantastic. I'll make sure and have that linked in the show notes. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today, and congratulations on all of your success and everything that's happening. Like, I will continue to follow and support and watch and comment and share because
Thank you so much. This was so cool. And I love your content. I love your content. You really make it plain. It's simple math is what I say. It's simple math. You really make it plain. And I have thoroughly enjoyed your content. I'm a big fan.
I appreciate it. Likewise, you keep it real, relatable. And it's like, you can just, all you have to do is glance at the comments. Like, you're changing people's lives. You're helping them form stronger relationships, manage their emotions, have a stronger relationship with themselves as well. And this is what it's all about. It's so cool. We get to do this work, which is like, what? It's so crazy.
I know. Thank you. I really appreciate this opportunity, and I cannot wait till we air.
Thank you, Tisia.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, Flirties, that's a wrap on this episode of Flirtations, the latest in this fall flashback series. Thank you so much to Tisia Saffold for being a part of the original episode about a year ago and this special series today. Appreciate you so much, y'all. Some amazing links in the show notes below for this episode to follow Tisia, to check out her podcast, Dear Tisia. Watch it on YouTube. Do it. It is amazing. Thank you again, Tisia, and thank you to you, the Flirties, for being a part of the show, checking out the episodes, following along on the socials. Perhaps I really appreciate all of your support, your likes, comments, streams, downloads, subscribes, shares, everything. It helps so much to grow the show, to keep doing the show. You're a big part of it, the biggest part of it for sure. Thank you so much. Please rate, review, subscribe to the show if you haven't already. If you have, thank you. And then share this episode or another favorite episode of the show with someone you want to share some BFE, Big Flirt energy with. All right, Flirties, that's going to do it for me, Benjamin, the Flirt Coach, and Gay Libra here at Flirt Headquarters, signing off officially. Flirty. Happy flirting.